Are you angry with your GI doctor that every time you show up and you ask for his advice, all you're left with is more questions? He doesn't really seem to know what he's doing. My name's Mike, the Heal Your Gut Guy, and I healed myself of Crohn's and colitis, and I help many other people do this with my 13-day protocol. When I was first diagnosed, and mind you, I was only like 18, 20 years old, I remember being sat down by my GI doctor, and he goes, so Michael, you have Crohn's and colitis. We don't know the root cause, and yeah, you're going to have to be on drugs for the rest of your life, buddy. And I'm like, dude, why aren't you looking for the root cause? Like, what's the root cause? Are you reading any books about it? What are the scientists doing? Oh, I don't know. You're fired. What? How do you even consider yourself an adult? Like, do your job. Figure out what is causing this stuff. And so, I talked to the other GI doctors in the area, and they all said the same thing. I was baffled. And just doing a little bit of research, I figured out what the root cause was. So I went to the source. Dr. Burrell Crohn, he worked in the early 1900s. He discovered Crohn's disease, or he gets credited for that. And he also did a lot of work with Crohn's colitis patients. And at the end of his career, he was like, I'm 99% sure that Crohn's and colitis is caused by stress. Simply because every time someone comes in with a flare, they've usually gone through a very stressful event. Most of the time they won't fess up to it, but when I talk to their family members, they're like, yeah, he just went through a divorce, he lost his house, he lost half his money, he won't admit it, he's been through a lot of stress here. And then recently, a brilliant German doctor, he created a new way of doing medicine. He called it German New Medicine, or Germanic Healing Knowledge. He could look at your brain CT scan and know exactly if you had Crohn's, if you had colitis, if you had thyroid issues. He knew. He was so brilliant. And I teach people more about German New Medicine inside my 13-day protocol. It can be a little, it's a very different way of thinking about how our health works. But in order to make it very simple, if I could put it into one sentence, what German healing knowledge, German New Medicine is that when we experience a conflict shock, it's like, oh my God, we're going to die. We need to put a survival tool into overdrive to help us overcome this stressful event. It switches. Oh my God, I'm getting divorced. Oh man, I can't digest women. I can't digest food. It puts the gut into overdrive to help us digest and absorb something important to our survival. And when the gut is in overdrive for too long, it starts to fall apart and we start to get symptoms. So what my program helps you do, and this is the only way to get better. Some people will say it's diet and all this stuff. It's like, you ate like shit for years and you think it's diet? Why did your gut decide to fall apart at a certain, very specific point in time? It's caused, but you might not be consciously aware of it, and that's half the problem. So in my program, it helps you it teaches you the basics of German New Medicine, so you actually know what to do to get better. It shows you the best foods to eat and which foods to avoid. It shows you it shows you how a traumatized mind works. I was like a tough guy raised in a military family. I was like, oh, it's not caused by stress. What are you talking about? It's caused by stress. I was always very angry and very frustrated. And then the other part teaches us how to come to peace on a conscious and subconscious level to the stress putting our gut into it. And that's the only way to get better. So that we can travel. What are your gut issues holding you back from? Going on dates. Even if you get to go on a date, you're usually farting the whole time or squeezing those cheeks. Hey, honey, would you like to share a croissant with me? Oh, man, I can't eat gluten. Hey, honey, would you like to share a gelato or an ice cream? Oh, I can't eat that. Or, I won't make it home in one piece. It's not fun. I know what it's like to, Just have like that one dip in willpower where you eat something tasty, God forbid. And then for 2 or 3 days, you got to call off work. Then you got your boss yelling, "You're sick again." And every time you're here, you're stuck in the bathroom all day. Like, how can I have you on payroll? And then anytime you try to, it becomes a lot easier to get better when you actually know what the root cause is and you actually know what your body is doing. I don't know what the GI doctors are doing. I honestly don't. That's why it makes me so angry. Why can't they just do their jobs? Like, seriously. Seriously, it's a lot easier to actually fix it than to put all these Band-Aids on it. And they're not even good Band-Aids, to be completely honest. I've seen this work for people who are on drugs or who are off drugs, or the drugs helped or the drugs didn't help. Done vegan, vegetarian, carnivore diet. It works because it gets to the root cause of the problem. I put on 30 pounds, 50 pounds. I was 150 pounds I'm like a little under 6 foot. I was 150 pounds. I looked like a skeleton. Nobody wants to date a skeleton. Some people do, but most girls don't, who know what's better for them. They don't. I was useless. I was so fatigued, I couldn't think straight. Couldn't eat anything. Anytime I did go out to eat, I was that, no, is this cooked in vegetable oil? Blah, blah, blah. Like, not a fun person to be around. All I thought about day and night was like, can I eat this? Can I eat that? I could not live. It robbed me of my 20s. Start looking for the stress that is putting your gut in and out of overdrive. This is the only way to get better from IBS, Crohn's, and colitis.